So I work with Solidarity Investment Managers. We act as a multi-family office and especially as a family office to Dr. Malpani. Dr. Malpani is a specialist in IVF as his profession, and also he invests in early stage and angel startups, and that is how I have come into association with Dr. Malpani, and via that in association with you guys. So academically, I have a bachelor's in business administration in finance. I have a master's degree in finance. Professionally, I have worked in my family business, which encompasses we have had interest in an NBFC, in a forging unit, also had iron and steel businesses, and also did some bit of dabble into imports and exports. Post which I have joined Solidarity as an analyst, and I'm working in the public as well as the angel investment space. Well, to each his own, right? But the crux of this profession is curiosity. You need to understand why things work, how things work, what are the moving parts. If you don't have that innate curiosity in yourself, this might not be the right career chart for you. What people don't understand is that it's not a financial game. The game is more soft skills, it's more interactions, it's more engagements, it's more what you can read off people's body language, your tone, your voice. In the end, investing is not investing in financials, it's investing in the person who runs the financials. So that's something that people need to understand.
So you're saying that finance is more about people's skill than hard numbers?
Hard numbers everybody can get a grip on, right? It's out there for everybody. Soft skills, 1 in 10 can get it, and that is exactly where you have to. That's the learning, right? That's how you chart your course. The most difficult thing, the most challenging thing, it can be how to manage your logic with your greed, in a way where, if I can make an analogy in the public space, right? How easy is it for you to be greedy and just take a bet? Are you in the trading game? Are you in the investing game? Is your horizon 10 years? Is your horizon 10 minutes? So that is the most challenging part. Actually understanding what you need to be doing and then keep on following it simply. For me, having better engagement with people, having a fulfilling job or work is more important to me than having a coveted job. Okay. So if I can put it differently, what will 15 to 20 years from now, what will I be happy at? If I've overseen 5 economic cycles, got out of it unscratched. Goals.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. That's about it. So there is this company, I might not name it, but we know that we had an idea that the promoter was siphoning off money for his personal uses. He ran a public firm and as well as a a private firm where he was booking most of the expenses to juice up the public firms, and he had come for some investment. He had come to pitch us, and via some contacts that our firm had, we found out that he's running two parallel businesses with the same same business actually. And when we actually confronted him, he had nothing to say. He was pale white. So you could not have foreseen it if you did not have a network or contacts or actually went out and did your work. That's interesting. Prima facie, we would have invested, yeah. You have to have a thesis and understanding, right? What the thesis that we have right now is this industry, this segment is something which is not paid attention to by a lot of mainstream edtech players, primarily because it's not easy to achieve expertise in that. If you have K-12 or you have IIT, IIM, you already have a lot of material for that. You already have a lot of interest for that. But the legal space is a space where it is too niche a space to operate without having that expertise. So the overall understanding is that if you have depth, then you are you can be considered a good player. But if you don't have depth, then you need to ask yourself, where are you? So depth, expertise, niche make up for a good play. Well, westernization is a play, right? In a country like India, where you can say very easily that I'll take you to court, right? And people are trying to do that these days. But the end game, if you don't have the end game in mind, you are just where you were before you took that guy to court, and with less money in your pocket. So this industry needs a lot of, I believe, hand-holding from lots of different stakeholders. Industry by me, I mean the judicial process, right? Also needs a lot of hand-holding by lots of different stakeholders for it to be for you to be able to execute what you have in mind. So if that framework, that process, that streamlining happens, it opens a lot of avenues for people wanting to be educated, people wanting to be aware, people wanting to know more. And it can be an inch wide and a mile deep, or an inch deep but a mile wide. It's on you where you want to go. But this space has to have, you need to have an end game in mind before entering this. That's what I feel. Large population, middle class is burgeoning. We have easy availability of debt. So the onus is on consumption. As the middle class grows, as the GDP runs at an inflection point where it opens up consumer wallet, that has to be the theme or the play that you have on India as an economy over the next couple of decades. Retail and consumption. So in terms of law and the applicability of law is how I think, right? As an investor, you need to be aware about what all laws are being governed, what all laws are your companies being governed by, where you invest, what are the modus operandi that people can take in order to subvert or divert your your viewpoints Um, Obviously, NCLT, IBC, the knowledge of this would be very much relevant for an investor to understand what processes our company is going through, or promoters or defaulting promoters are going through. Other than that, now if I move my attention towards the startup space, if you are investing in a relatively small startup which has a working prototype, a couple of very passionate founders, right, small team, you need to be able to assist those companies in getting them into the organized space, in getting them, what is the legal definition of a business. So how to start up, what are the legal provisions required for you to be able to run your company. As an investor, how would I invest, or how are my rights being protected. So these are some things that are very much relevant in terms of the legal space for an investment professional. Enforceability of contracts.
How to enforce contracts?
Yeah, that. The IBC and NCLT.